Hey, I'm back. This is going to be, I guess it's starting out kind of as a daytime video, but it's going to probably do a nighttime video because it's probably going to get dark along the way. This is going to be a long video, so I'm going to have to probably split it. Whereas most of my videos I've been trying to keep them without any edits or cuts in them, so this one I'm going to have to, now that I got an actual working SD card, I should be able to let it just record for the whole run, which is going to be, I'm guessing, about an hour, and that will charge it, help charge my batteries up on the run, and help charge up my batteries, and I can't think of what I was going to say. My brain's just not working right now. I'm trying to get so much going on. I did get in the library. Here I go bouncing around on subjects. Library, I've got in there. I uploaded 2 more different videos to both YouTube and Rumble, and got them scheduled. So that way there'd be one for this evening, one for tomorrow evening, because the daytime ones I already had scheduled out past that. So they're kind of getting mixed a little bit, because I fell out of line with them. I've been recording more daytime ones than I was nighttime ones, which is a good thing, I guess. So if somebody's watching both, they might get a little staggered on the dates, but the numbers, even though they're coming out different, the numbers I think are in order. For my church is your church, 56, 57, 58. That's the order they're in, but they're coming out, being released. I got to figure all this stuff out. I got to figure out how to, get it all right on line scheduled. But I still want to. Right now, I'm just kind of winging it, filming, editing them, uploading them, and going. For those of you that are watching me on a regular basis or subscribe to me and following me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think you might all be on the ground floor of something that's going to really grow. I hope, anyway. I don't see how it can't grow without with it being, with God being involved, and my history with people is pretty dang good, so I think we've got a pretty good shot at it. It's kind of scary, and the guy had his blinker on, but I couldn't tell if he was turning the turning lane. So then I didn't know if he forgot that his blinker was going. I didn't want to pull out in front of him and have him T-bone me at 50 miles an hour, but he was turning. He did finally get over the turning lane. So I am on my way right now to go do some free play with pennies, and I almost wasn't going to go tonight. I was going to wait till tomorrow, because that's when I get the most free play. And if I go today, I'll get, well, you can get more, but it doesn't say, you swipe and you can get anywhere from $10 up to $250 or something like that. But most I've gotten is, I normally get 10 on that swipe, but I have gotten 15 or 25 before, I think. And but tomorrow is when I get $75 of free play, and I have a fairly good shot of turning that into $75, but you can't just cash it out. So I just play it like $1 at a time. I play a penny at a time, or anywhere from a penny to 5 pennies at a time of their free play. And if I win $1, I cash it out. If I win 50 cents, I cash it out. And then I bunch all those tickets together. And so far, that's what's kept me going. But I mean, a lot of people. The people helping me is what's kept me going the most. But all the help that I've had. But in between that free play, I've been able to survive on it enough to where if they didn't give me that much free play, because I know the math pretty good, and didn't give me as much free play as they're giving me, I wouldn't even go out there because it wouldn't be worth the gas. It would be a lost trip. You know, I'd be in the hole. But the lowest I've done now is $40, and that covers the gas there and back with a couple bucks left over or something like that maybe. I can't think of the math right now because I'm driving and I've got so much going on in my world. But then, but normally I've made at least 50 up to 100 and something, you know, depending. That ain't that often to make that much, but normally I also have made over 50, and that's enough to. I would keep putting gas in the tank. A lot of times it was enough to fill my tank, and then still have, you know, a few bucks left over for diesel or, you know, bread or milk or whatever before I had gotten the food assistance. And I got people behind me here and I'm daydreaming. So anyway, that's kind of what's really, since I haven't had a job yet or an income, it's mainly been surviving through town, because I can only go like once a week for the free play, and then I get one free hotel room too, which I try to do near the end of the month, you know, so just in case something comes up in between, I try not to waste it until near the end, and then you got to use it or lose it, you know. So, and then it's nice when I get a free hotel room, because then I can either edit videos or lounge in a normal bed. You know, I like camper life still, but still nice when you lounge in a cushy bed every once in a while and got a remote and can flip through TV and be lazy a little bit. I can't wait till I've got something steady going, or a steady income coming in or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I gotta try not to think about it and stress about it. God reminded me that He will provide, and He has. He has been providing so much for so many people in so many ways. It's just amazing, you know. You know, and I thank everybody 1,000,000% for all the help. I'm not as emotional about it now. I still kind of am inside me a little bit, but in the beginning it was really, really hard. I was just really an emotional wreck to have to get help from everybody, you know. I don't know. But I don't know. I just can't wait till things are flowing like they're gonna be. And then again, like I was saying in a prior video, you know, with this whole experience and being out of work, I really do. I believe it was meant to be, because I've met a lot of people that have created new relationships and new friendships with, that I know if I was working or that, I wouldn't have ran into those people or had those new relationships. So there is a reason for it all. Although it gets very frustrating, but I do think this is all supposed to be, there's a reason for it. I think it's I'm supposed to be paying attention, learn to everything I've been going through, to remember it all. You know, so when things are better, I can share that with people, and that's why I started this channel. It's one of the added reasons why I started this channel, not only to talk about God, but I figured, well, what a better time to start it than while I'm going through the ringer, because I have an unbreakable faith, and I know things will get better. And it's really weird just putting myself out there in the camera in front of the whole world. It's been taking a little getting used to. Did camera shy in the very beginning. I did not want to get on the camera, and if I go back, I could see the difference. I talked to my friend Tony about it, and he said he could definitely see the difference, that I'm getting more relaxed in it. And I like that my humor is coming out and getting a little more natural and free flowing. So I just got to keep doing, whether these videos are boring to some people or not. Whoever's watching them, you're still getting to know me if you're watching them. And I promise promise you, my faith is really strong, and it might wear off on you. You know. There's a pothole there I missed. It's probably good for me to go on this road journey anyway a little bit, because you know, you get sitting stagnant for so long. I don't know if it's, maybe, I don't know if anybody else has got this. I can't even talk about that. But have you ever, like, not done something for, after you don't do something for a while, you're kind of nervous to do it again. It used to be like that with my motorcycle every year, you know, because I didn't ride it in the winter. So then when spring had come, I'd have just a little bit of butterflies, because I hadn't ridden in a while. My first ride, when I was going to start up the bike and get it going, I'd have just a little bit of butterflies. And every time I was more worried than I should have been, because I'm thinking, oh, here we go, you know. And of course, when you start out in the season, you got to really watch the roads up here, because there's so much sanding and salting and stuff on roads. If you get out early in the season, the snow might be all melted or partially melted if you get out super early like me. And but even once it's dried up and the snow's melted, there's still sand and salt in a lot of areas, so you got to watch to take corners and stuff, you know, and be really defensive. But anyway, I'm getting off track again. But yeah, so I'd be nervous just right before I get on the bike, and then as soon as I start rolling it, I'd get more relaxed. Well, because I haven't had an income, I've been staying so stationary in the camper, barely moving, whether it's just from, you know, Walmart lot over to Holiday or to the library, to the church, you know, or to the other church. So I've just got a few places I go right in town. Now, for some people that might kind of be their normal life, they just stay in their normal zone. I normally like moving more. I like going, I like seeing, doing stuff. And because I've been stagnant because I can't afford fuel, I'm trying to conserve everything. Well, it's almost like I get anxiety, like to hit the road to go further away. It's almost kind of scary, you know, like, and well, especially since I'm all alone in the camper now. It's not like before all these people close to me that were the true people that really cared about me a lot. Before they all passed on, you know, I knew that they had my back no matter what. So even if I traveled somewhere, if I had a problem, I knew any of those people I could call and say, you know, I'm having a problem, I'm broke down or whatever, and any of them would, you know, as long as I'm not halfway across the country or something, you know, would drop whatever they're doing and come pick me up or come help me, or if they're busy, they might, you know, if I needed money to get a part fixed, they might wire it or send it or have somebody run it up to me or something, you know. I mean, you know, because they knew I was good for it, you know, and it gave me security to travel and move and stuff. Well, now everybody's pretty much gone, you know, and I'm making new friends, and I still have my mom's side of the family that I know they love me and stuff, but they all got their lives, and it's not like they're rich or nothing, you know, so they can't afford it. It'd be hard for me to call any of them just because I know how tough everybody struggles, you know, and I have to be in a pretty bad shape to call out and ask for help from any of them, because they got their own struggles, you know. But then there's other people that normally I would have, that are still around, that I would have maybe turned to that. But in the process of all this, the good Lord showed me, you know, deception of people that were not doing nice things behind my back or different stuff, or I put it in front of my face too, just and stuff. So I've walked away from those people. I used to tolerate them more, hoping that they would change or try to work with them or show them the good things, and they'd apologize or something like my younger sister. We've been through the ringer a few times with some not nice stuff she's done to me throughout the years. Some of it was kind of brutal, but I don't know that number. So anyway, and the last time when I went down there to stay at her place before I started working founder with my mom, and I really thought my sister had changed a lot, man. I really thought she'd done a lot growing up. She has in some weather. Note to everybody, impatience is not worth risking your life over. Now, maybe I won't see that white SUV or van or whatever again. Maybe he'll get way far ahead of me, but I doubt it. Odds are I'll be pulled up right next to his bumper at the next stoplight or something, unless he turns off ahead of time. Then I'll go past him fast further, you know. But anyway, it's off track here again. So my sister, this time when I went down there, I know God wanted me to really help my friend who I care about a lot. You know, which means the world to me. But I had my own kind of plan, and it's one thing I'm learning is you gotta follow God's plan, not kind of modify it or try to make it your own, you know. And that's what I tried to do because I love my sister. But she's got kids and stuff too, and I figured, well, maybe I could do this all together. Plus, I wanted to be around more people because, you know, I was feeling sad with other people that have passed away around me that I'm close to. And I was hoping that I could help my sister with things that, you know, choices in her life that are not godly or not biblical. Downright not good, you know. And I know she's got a good soul in her. I believe so, you know. So I was hoping I could help her. And because my other friend God wants me to be there for, we've all grown up together, you know, since we're kids. And so my sister and her were friends and hanging out and stuff through all the years. And me and her were hanging out and stuff too through the years. But yeah, I got my own idea that maybe I could help everybody all at once, and it could all just kind of be a happy thing, you know, going and traveling through time, and everybody get better and be happy, and good things can happen for everybody if we all work together. And I'm pretty good at leading too. I know how to, pretty good at reading people and not just taking charge as much as I can, but I try not to step on people's toes as well, you know. Now, like in my sister's case, you know, it's her house. I ain't gonna try to take charge of her house. It's her house, you know, and her children. But it doesn't mean I can't try to help her as her older brother. And I've tried having some talks with her about different things. And I told her it's not that I'm trying to tell you how to live your life. You can live your life any way you want. But I'm trying to talk to you about these things because you're my sister and I care about you and I want to see you have a good life. And I don't want to see you struggle in the future. Be like, how the heck did I get in this mess? You know? Well, I hope she's doing well, but can't be around her right now either. You know? Everybody when my mom died, everybody kind of got snaky, squirrely, and backstabbing and stealing and taking and all this kind of stuff. Well, my youngest sister here, she lasted the longest before she got all squirrely, snaky. But and God just kind of showed me. I think He gave me a little bit of a chance in the beginning to see, but it just didn't happen. God probably already knew it wasn't going to work out. Me trying to help everybody, but everything else that He's had me do, and with my friend and stuff, it's all flowing fine. And my friend treats me with respect. She's pretty honest with me. When I say pretty honest, she's honest with me, but I know there's a lot of other things she hasn't opened up to me about yet. But I know her whole life, you know, and I know there's things she don't realize I even know about her. But and that's for her to tell me, you know. It's not for me to drag out of her. And when she's ready, she'll talk about. She has talked about some of that deep stuff quite a bit, and a little at a time. But I understand it, you know. You get guarded about things that hurt you and through your past and stuff, you know, especially from someone that's been through a lot of stuff, you know. So, and I don't want to offend that or have her feel attacked, so I let her open up at her own rate. I wish she would open up a lot faster. The faster she opened up, the more I know I could help her. You know, believe it or not, even though I never went to school for psychology and stuff, God has given me some amazing gifts, you know. And I hope it shows in these videos. Anyway, love that girl with all my heart. All I am. She's got a wonderful soul. Now, the people she's around that I've decided to walk away from them all, it was hard for me to do because a lot of things I didn't tell her about what people would say or do behind her back or whatnot because I didn't want her feelings to be hurt. I had to really think about that. And God told me He wanted me to tell her everything, because it's the truth. And yes, it may hurt, but you can't protect her feelings. She needs to know the truth. So in some of our journeys, we've spent lots and lots of times and lots of miles in this camper together. And a lot of fun times. I'm never sure there's going to be more. She's told me in the past, it's cute, she said, "You really know how to push me." And I'm like, because she was kind of getting boisterous about it, and I'm like, okay, where we're going with this? And she kind of smiled at me. She said, "It's okay though." She said, "Because you know when to let up." And I said, "So are you saying I can still keep pushing you?" She said, "Yes." I said, "All right, And I'm glad she communicated that with me. And we've communicated a lot of other things too, but that's just one of the examples, And our last little deal here where we haven't been around each other as much is I did some more pushing again. I told her there was some more pushing coming. I'd already told her about some other stuff, and I said, I know it's hard for you to imagine that people would say or do these things, but they do. And I said, so it doesn't matter. One way or another, it's all going to come out in the end. The truth will